So as I say, welcome everybody. So this is feedback on the IIA leadership program, the first full program which took place this year. So what I'm going to do is give you a brief introduction to what the leadership program is, and then I will hand over to 4 of the 9 participants from this year's leadership. So there'll be 4 today and 5 tomorrow. So they'll give you some, some introduction to themselves and feedback on the leadership program and what they learned from the leadership program. So this introduction is being given on behalf of the IIA, myself, Ariadne, Jill and Paul, the University of Reims, Xavier Coqueret and his colleagues, for reasons that will become apparent in a moment, the sponsors of the programs and the participants in the program. So I will move forward. There we go. So the leadership program itself, one thing I should mention is that we are recording this. So if you don't want to be recorded, you have to leave now. And the way that it will work is that I will share all the presentations, but the participants in the program will speak during their presentations. So the leadership program itself was initially proposed by Jeremy Bryson and Thomas Survey from IBA as a way of producing the future leaders in the field, in the industry. So it has evolved over the last 2 years, but basically the main aim has stayed the same. Where we are now is it has 3 components to it. There are webinars to introduce the science, technology and applications of ionizing radiation. We had 5 this year, so they were open to the participants, but open to anybody else in IIA. There was then a face-to-face workshop in April this year, which was basically 3 days in the University of Reims. And there the selected participants received additional lectures on the science, technology and the applications. They also received lectures from the sponsors of the program, and they did some work on projects proposed by the hosts of the program, and these projects that form a key part of the leadership program. So they were formed into 2 teams to do initial work on those projects, and then 2 people were selected for summer inverted commas placements. And I'll talk a bit more about those later on. So we've had 2 sort of trials of the leadership program. There was a placement done by Ariadne at IBA and Ariel last year. And she has done a video about that, and I'll show you a bit of the video in a moment. And then there was a first full program this year, Leadership Program 2023, with the 9 participants that I've already mentioned that you'll hear from over the next 2 days. I hope this is going to work. So this is an interview with Ariadne being done by the communications person within IIA. The full video is about 15 minutes long, so I'm not going to show the whole thing, but it will be available online if you want to watch it after this webinar. So I'm going to play this. Okay, so I hope you could hear that. There are people in the lobby who I will admit. As I say, I hope you could hear that. As I say, the whole thing is 15 minutes long, and you will be able to see it online in the near future. So as far as the leadership program this year was concerned, there were 9 people involved from Morocco, the Philippines, UK, Indonesia, Spain, Ghana, US, Brazil, and Argentina. So the way we've organized the webinars is that there's sort of an east-west split. So today is east, so that's the first 4 people, and tomorrow will be west, which is the remaining 5 people, and then the people in the middle have kind of spread between the 2 webinars. So 2 people have been selected to go on to summer placements. So the first of those is Adrian Blanco, who is now already we're in Temecula at ABBA in Temecula, working on a project there. And then Emily Glowski will be going to IBA probably at the beginning of next year. We have 5 sponsors to thank for funding this. So that's Sterigenics, Abbott, IBA, Steris, and Nordion. So they have provided the funding for all of this, for the face-to-face workshops and for these placements. And we also need to thank the University of Reims in France, who hosted the face-to-face workshop. We are planning to hold another leadership program next year, following on from this one. There will be some changes compared to this one. So the hope is to have 3 hosts, so 3 projects and 3 placements. There will then hopefully be 12 participants. So 3 groups of 4 working on these projects during the workshop, and then 3 going on the placements. What we would like to do is have the projects proposed by the hosts in advance, so then we can do a targeted recruitment based on the skills required for those projects. So the idea is these projects should be of general interest to members of the community, and probably in a newish area for the host. So what they can do is then identify new skills that they may not already have to undertake these projects, and we can do a targeted approach to universities which are not too far away, which have a good reputation in those particular areas. And we will have the same sponsors as this year. So the call for hosts for next year is already out. If you would like to be a host and you have some projects in mind which meet this requirement of being of general interest, then you're invited to contact me at the email address which is given there, and we can discuss in more detail. And there is more information about the leadership program on the IIA website. So that's all I wanted to say for the moment. Going back to this screen, I will admit another person. So what we're going to do now, it is possible for you to ask questions, but what we would like you to do is to put these questions in the Q&A box you'll see at the top of the screen, and then we will answer all questions, or we'll have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar after everybody has spoken. So what I'm going to do now is reshare I'm already still sharing my screen. I will go back into the display mode. I can see it. And I will now hand over to Khalid, who will give you his feedback on the leadership program. So can I hand over to you, Khalid?
Yes. Do you hear me?
I hear you. Please tell me when to change the slides.
Okay. So hello everybody, I'm so happy to see you again after the workshop in Reims. Not yet.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be part of this webinar talk. So for person who don't know who I am, my name is Khalid Fatawaki. I am from Morocco, and I am an engineer in industrial process engineering with more than 5 years of experience in industrial field, in which I have worked in production manager of vinegar. Then I worked as a process engineer in a company which produced tanks, pipes, and fittings from composite material. And then I worked as a chemical engineer and metrology manager in a quality control laboratory of leather, textile, toys, industrial products, and environments. And currently I work in INRA since 2021 as a researcher engaged in the management of Bukhalif Irradiation Station. So next slide, please. So before to talk about the leadership program and what I have learned, I would like to give a brief description of INRA and our irradiator. So INRA stands for National Institute for Agricultural Research. The headquarters is in Rabat. INRA operates through 10 agricultural research centers with 24 experimental areas. And experimental areas spread across the national territory and covering the country's various agro-systems. And our irradiation facility is located in the regional center of Tangier, located in the north of Morocco. Next slide, please. Which one of their objectives is to ensure sustainable agriculture, to promote trade, to ensure food hygiene, for food safety and food security, and to overcome quarantine barriers. Next slide, please. So concerning the history of our irradiation facility, the construction was between 1994 and 1995 with the collaboration of the IAEA and the French Atomic Energy Commissariat. Next slide. And then the facility was operational in December 1995, of course, after the transport of the source from the supplier and with the presence of all stakeholders like security and radio protection services during the startup. Next slide. And in 2014, there was the upgrading of Cobalt-60 in our facility. This operation has been made with the collaboration of the IAEA and has been made a success story of this year during the General Conference of the IAEA, where this operation consists of bringing source in manufacturing container and make the transfer of source of Cobalt-60 to our container using a temporary pool filled with water in order to ensure protection against ionizing radiation. Next slide, please. And finally, there was an upgrading of the safety and technical system between 2015 and 2016 with the collaboration of the IAEA, and another upgrading of the security system with the collaboration of the US Department of Energy, National Nuclear Security Administration during the same period. Next slide, please. So our institute have a panoramic patch irradiator class 2 with dry storage. In the bunker have a 3 exposure system which have been installed around the source, 6 big turntable for high doses and for some semi-industrial application, 2 small turntable addressable in 2 dimensions for medium doses, and 1 turntable for low doses. This is the blue one in the corner, if you see it in the picture. The unit is controlled by a PLC system, and the labyrinth with a shielding thickness of 1.63 meter of concrete to ensure biological protection. Next slide. So why I was interested in the leadership program? Well, as I have mentioned in my last introduction, when I joined INRA in 2021, I didn't have any experience in this field of radiation protection, of radiation processing. So due to my lack of experience, having this opportunity to work and to participate to this kind of a program was very important for me in order to improve my knowledge and skills. Next slide. So what did I learn? The first thing I broadened my knowledge about the different uses of irradiation in industry and environment. The second thing, through the lab visit, I improve my knowledge on how e-beam is used to improve polymer modification and the different analyses to quantify their behavior, like tensor strength and Young's modulus, etc. And the final things, by working with my team on the project proposed by EBA, which concerned the setup of industrial irradiation facility for the treatment of PFAS, and even in a very short period, we can say that with the help of others, we can achieve our goals and find interesting solution. And I think that our solution was very interesting. Next slide, please. So what is my future plan? The main things which I focused on is to learn as much as possible from my supervisor in all aspects, from licensing, radiation protection, safety system, security system, dose mapping, dosimetry, etc. The second things I would like to do a PhD in this field of ionizing radiation. So I hope to find a good subject with scholarship. The third things I will try, of course, to keep involved in research projects related to irradiation, which already in my institute, other universities or at international level like AFRA or IAEA. You can move to another one. And after the leadership program, I add as objective to learn simulation of to learn Monte Carlo simulation of radiation interaction because of its importance in industry and because it can solve many problems and because it was one of the projects which was proposed in this leadership program. So I hope to master this software in the near future. Next slide. So to conclude my presentation, I would like to thank IIA for taking the initiative, financing and organizing this leadership program. I would like also to thank the speakers and the experts who joined us during the webinars or workshop in Wales for sharing the knowledge and expertise with us. And of course, I hope that there will be more and more version of this leadership program in the future, and why not with more placements for the participants, because it's very important. And that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Great, thank you, Khalid. As I said, if you have any questions, please enter them into the Q&A box, and we'll try and answer them at the end. A few more people have tried to join, so I will admit all of those now being admitted, and I will go back to presentation. So we now move on to Alvin, I think. Yep, Alvin, over to you.
Thanks, Rob. Good afternoon or good evening or good morning to all of you. Again, I'm Alvin from the Philippines, and I'm excited to share with you about my overall experience during the IIA Leadership Program workshop. Next slide, please. So in this short presentation, I'll start by providing a brief overview of myself or my background. And following that, I'll discuss my reasons for attending this workshop. Then I'll go over the learnings or key takeaways that I have received from it and talk about my future professional goals. And lastly, I'll share my overall impressions about the IIA Leadership Program. Next slide, please. So since I graduated with my bachelor's degree in chemistry here in the Philippines, I have been working as a science researcher at the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, or PNRI. So PNRI is a government agency here in the Philippines, wherein we are mandated to promote the beneficial impacts of nuclear science and radiation technology. We also provide services, and we also authorize to regulate the use of nuclear and radioactive materials across our country. Specifically, I am part of the chemistry research section of the PNRI, particularly in the radiation processing group, where we do exhaustive research about polymer or material modification. And I just want to share to all of you one of our successful research that we have done in our unit, which is the commercially available cryogen plant growth promoter that is produced using electron beam radiation via radiation-induced degradation. It is now already adopted by external adopters, and it is available to all the farmers across our country. And of course, right now, we are still maintaining the momentum of exploring what are the next feasible commercial products using electron beam radiation in our country. We still do a lot of research, including developing functionalized adsorbents to capture not only the toxic metals, but also the precious and rare metals. We also utilize radiation processing for plastic upcycling or recycling. And of course, we still continue to utilize the radiation technology for radiation cross-linking and degradation of polysaccharides for health and cosmetic application, among others. Next slide, please. So despite being immersed in radiation processing research in my country, I know that there are different needs that irradiation industry is being catered by other countries. Due to a variety of factors, including the availability of natural resources in the respected countries, their cultural preferences, and so on. So when there's a chance or opportunity to apply for this program, I grabbed that opportunity. And I joined the workshop because, of course, I want to widen my perspective about the global irradiation industry and also know the technological solutions and the emerging applications of radiation technology from the leading experts of irradiation industry. And of course, to expand my network with other radiation technology professionals around the world, and also to meet and interact with the leaders in the irradiation industry and be inspired by them. Next slide, please. So my key takeaways are, first, I learned about the motivation behind the vast technological solutions that radiation technologies can offer. It is this perspective is really different from what I have been doing in the Philippines. So I feel that I think that there's a lot of applications or business solutions that irradiation technology can offer, not only the current researches that we are doing. I learned the future utilization and business in the irradiation will continue to grow in the future because there will be a necessary needs for this technology. Also, I also learned from the speakers about this realization that majority of the leaders are exceptional experts who stay longer while remaining committed to the mission of their industry. Of course, in radiation technology, somehow we are a very specialized industry, and I want to be part of this industry as long as I know that this will be beneficial to my countrymen, and also maybe the knowledge that I may be imparting to will be useful also to other countries and so on. I also learned about loving your job or having job satisfaction is critical in our daily lives. Next slide, please. Additionally, during the project mentorship, I realized that we have to think outside the box to extract more our creativeness in providing the possible solutions in the project assigned to us. And also I learned that if there is an opportunity, collaborate and do not be afraid to reach out to experts. And I think that is the resistance that resistance of talking with leaders or expert is what they call it. It is being what they call it. My resistance to talk with them is diminish or somehow less become lessened because of these experiences. And also we also got this knowledge about considering the economics while developing ideas and solutions. Next slide, please. So my future career plans is one, complete my graduate studies and I'll explore new potential application of ionizing radiation in my dissertation. That is my short-term goal. And the second one is continue to do research related to the application of radiation technology, which is within my country's priority areas. I hope I can lead more projects, research projects using radiation technology. Next slide, please. So for my feedback and conclusion, overall, the IIA Leadership Program is a great program for the new or neophyte researchers or staff, as well as students to learn more about the beneficial contribution of the radiation technology in the industry. Also, it boosts my motivation to be more competent in radiation chemistry or radiation processing field. And also, I got a lot of unique insights and advices shared by the radiation experts and leaders during the workshop, which are very helpful in honing our skills and planning our future career strategically. I think that's all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Alvin. As with the other speakers, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box. Amid some more people. And now we move on to Raza. Over to
Hi,
you.
Rob, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Hello, everybody. My name is Raza Salim, and I work for Scapa Healthcare, which is an organisation based in the UK. If you want to just go on to the next slide, Rob. So I'll go through a quick introduction and background of myself, my interest in the leadership program, what I learned, my plans for the future, and any impact of the program, and feedback and conclusions. Next, please. So this is a bit introduction to myself. I'm a chemist by background. I've got a bachelor's in chemistry and a master's in analytical chemistry. In terms of my qualifications as part of my job, I'm a qualified lead auditor. So I perform audits, supplier audits on behalf of my organization. I also am involved in hosting customer audits and also get involved in site regulatory audits where I'm a subject matter expert for gamma radiation. So that's my involvement in terms of auditing. I've worked, I graduated around 2000, so I've worked in industry since that date in a number of industries over the years, petroleum, waste, pharmaceutical, chemical, and medical device, the current organization where I've been for the last approaching 18 years now in the medical device sector. and the last 10 years of those, I moved over from the quality side to sterilization. And in terms of my my current role, I'm the sterilization technical lead. So my job entails basically everything from a technical perspective. So I oversee that in terms of performance, operation qualifications, PQ dose mapping, dosimeter calibration, taking on new products for irradiation, changes to existing products. So my job covers the full scope in terms of technical perspective, and also I'm the go-to person in terms of any queries that our potential customers or our existing customers may have. Next slide, please. Next slide, Rob, please.
Yeah, I've changed.
It's still showing the same. Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, my screen had frozen just for a second.
Okay.
So in terms of the leadership program, our organization, Scapa Healthcare, is a member of the IIA, and I got awareness of this program via a colleague. My main interest was developing in the other radiation modalities. I've got obviously plenty of experience in terms of gamma, but I wanted to learn more about the other main irradiation modalities, E-beam and X-rays, and also about the other different technologies and their applications. And it was also an opportunity for myself to meet other individuals, like-minded people, and organizations with a similar interest. Next slide, please, Rob. So in terms of learning, so as Rob alluded to earlier, we had a series of lectures prior to the visit to Reims at the workshop. So we had those beforehand, and then during the workshop we had additional lectures to build on those lectures and those topics, and with respect to obviously radiation processing, and we had talks and presentations from the sponsors in terms of what the future looks. The future outlook is in terms of the different modalities and also some of the constraints within that sector. On one of the days, we visited the laboratory on site in Reims, and that was a good opportunity to see obviously some of these technologies in practice, and that was quite a good insight into those technologies, and obviously the key bit was the projects. So obviously we were in 2 teams, and within that those teams, obviously we had to collaborate and deliver solutions or potential solution specific projects for 2 different organizations, so IBA and Abbott, and obviously there was 2 participants who are obviously going to go onwards in terms of placements at these particular organizations. Next slide, Rob. In terms of future plans, so I'm continue to develop in obviously my current role in terms of gamma, and obviously I'm getting opportunities to look at other modalities as well through my organization and other opportunities outside my organization in terms of events and lectures. In terms of, I would like to obviously participate in future events, webinars where possible, and obviously I'd like to stay connected with all the personnel that I've met. In terms of the impact of the program, obviously I've got an increased connections as a result of this event. My knowledge certainly in E-beam and X-ray has increased as a result of attending the workshop, and also see the awareness in terms of other technologies and their applications, which obviously I wasn't aware of, or I'd not had much exposure prior to the event. So that was a key thing for me, as in terms of attending this event and gaining the benefits, which I certainly have. Can we go to the next slide, please? And generally, just to close off, on the whole, it's a very positive experience. I would obviously recommend this to anybody who's interested in going on to do the leadership program in the following years. And also, I would at this point, I would like to thank all the speakers, the sponsors, and the fellow participants. It was I found it very beneficial for those 3 or 4 that week that we spent in Reims, and obviously the lectures that we had beforehand. So everything was positive from my perspective. That's all, Rob. That's all I have.
Okay, great. Thank you, Raza. We should move on to Henny. At the moment, I can't see my screen because the sun's shining. So I'm going to close the blind. Do we have Henny? That's the question. Yes, we do.
Hello.
Hi, Henny. So now you can speak, so that's good. I'll go back to the...
Wait, I will activate my camera first.
Okay. So start when you're ready. You should be able to see your first slide now.
I'm sorry, my camera is blurred.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, my camera already on, but my picture doesn't appear in this presentation. Already okay, but I don't have my video here.
Okay. Can you see your slides?
Okay. Now I will deliver my presentation, but first, sorry for I couldn't deliver my picture here because maybe some issues with my camera. So first I want thanks to the AAA for this leadership program, because this program is very useful for each participants to gain the knowledge and have new knowledge in the irradiation technology. Next, please. My name is Henny Widyastuti. I'm a researcher in National Research and Innovation Agency of Indonesia. Before, my agency is Batan National Nuclear Energy Agency, and now Batan is joined with other institutions become BRIN. My education is I am a graduate in physics special program with medical physics and biophysics in 2016. I started join in my institution since February 2019. And now I join in radiation research center for radiation process technology, where our research center consists of 11 research group. And my group research is about food irradiation for food irradiation and herbals. My project that I did now is electron beam or X-ray promoting activities in Indonesia. And starting from this Augustus, I am a principal investigator also of a stabilizer for food tracing, and also start from this month, 1st September, I am a project controller in a feasibility study for developing a new irradiator in Indonesia. The site plan for irradiation is located in Kalimantan. My skill is radiation technology, radiation processing, dosimetry, food irradiation, and also machine learning. Next, please. So, what I gained during I joined a double AA leadership program. I gained my knowledge, the networking, management strategy, and also problem solving. I was happy because I could learn a new knowledge from expert in from ABUT, from IB, and from IBA and other company. Then I also meet new friends where we could discuss about the future of irradiation technology. And also I happy because we could work in a special project from Able Technology and have a Brian as our mentor, where I also learned about the management strategy and how to make and how to work on the important project in the limited time. And this project also give me knowledge about how to solve the problem that exists in this the problem that exists. Then all of the knowledge that I gained during my leadership program, I applied in my current project development at the institution. Next. Nah, my future plan is starting from this year, I'm developing a food irradiation ecosystem. This is will integrating funding to small micro enterprise and startups. What I found in when we work in promoting irradiation technology in the society is about the lack of financial support to small micro enterprise or startups to have a trial of their product in using irradiation technology. So I offering them a schema using integrating funding from the sponsors from a sponsor from big company to assist them uh, in research their product using irradiation technology. Then start from the next year, I have a plan to continue my master degree with the theme of integrating artificial intelligence for food safety with the scope for both food irradiation and also tracing using stable isotopes. And then in 2026 until 2029, I plan to apply a PhD degree where my PhD degree will explore another theme in radiation processing, especially for food and herbal. Then I plan to apply for postdoctoral in industry to gain my knowledge and also implement my experience that I gained during my academic time. And then I will come back to um, my institution and apply for a senior position or considering another position. Next. My feedback and conclusion about this event is this training is very useful. I gained the latest knowledge, connected with friends from various countries, and learn management strategy from key leaders in their fields, which I can utilize in my work. Thank you.
Thank you, Henny. So I shall
Yes.
stop sharing. Click on the right button. Okay. Good. So questions and answers. There don't seem to be any at the moment. We have a bit of time. So if you have any questions, please type them into the Q&A box at the top. We don't seem to have any questions now. We will, as I've said at the start, the remaining 5 participants in the program will be giving presentations tomorrow, but that will actually be starting 2 hours later because they're in the West, so you know it starts at a bit more reasonable time of the day for them. So that's 3 p.m. UK time, and whatever it is around the world. If we, people are still joining. If we don't have any questions, I think we are done for now. I would like to thank again the 4 speakers for today for their nice presentations and for giving their feedback. It's very helpful for us to have this feedback in planning for the future, and it's also good to know that you all learned something from the program, because it is quite a lot of work for everybody involved to do all this. So it's good to know that it is being helpful for you and your future careers. So if there are no questions, and that seems to be the case, then we are done for today. So thank you all for attending, and I hope we'll see you all tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time. Thank you.